What do you do to cover up your sin? Sin is something that we don't like other people to see or know about because it causes us to feel guilty or icky on the inside. And eventually we understand, we begin to feel it, that sin is separating us from God. And so we know that it's something that needs to be hidden. Remember Adam and Eve when they sinned in the beautiful, perfect uh, garden that God had given them? The first thing that they did was they hid from God. And we do the same thing. And so, what do you do to cover up your sin? Do you just convince yourself that you're going to try even harder the next day? Do you try to make people around you happy? Do you compromise in what you know is right to get somebody to keep your secret? There's all kinds of things that we do. And then when we realize that we are sinners and we're separated from God, we try to fix our sin our own selves with our own strength. We do things like, you know, read our Bible or pray extra hard or try to be super perfect in church and super perfect in the family and super perfect uh, at school, being a good student. And all of those things are the right thing to do. We want to be excellent and we want to do the right thing. But if we're doing those things to try to fix our own sin, well, eventually we discover that that's not working either. The Bible says that the wages of our sin, the penalty of our sin, the cost of sin is death. It requires sacrifice, and it requires a perfect sacrifice for us to come back into close relationship with God. And God seeing that we needed a solution. We couldn't provide the sacrifice. And so he provided it. God rules. He's creator. We sinned. We separated ourselves from his perfection. But he loved us so much that he gave provision for us to be close to him again. And that provision is his son, Jesus Christ. The Bible says that whoever believes in Jesus will not die, will not perish from eternal death, but will have everlasting life with God. Oh, we have to believe in Jesus. We have to come to the place in our lives where we realize that we're powerless. We can't fix the sin by ourselves. And we also have to understand that becoming a Christian, becoming a believer in Jesus Christ and following him forevermore doesn't make life perfect because we're still living in a sinful world and people around us are still choosing sin. They're choosing to be separated from God. And so sin continues to have its effect on our lives. You may deal with a bully at school. You may deal with parents that are sad because their job is going difficult. You might have somebody around you that's having a bad day and they're not very nice to you because of it. Sin still shows up even when we have Jesus. But the difference is now we have something that we have to cling to in our heart. And that is the promise of God, that He helps us to get through troubles and trials and hardships and difficult times with Jesus. See, He doesn't leave us alone when we've invited Him to be a part of our life. We're going to continue learning more about the provision of Jesus Christ on Sunday. See you then.